Jagannath's Mahaprasad has lot of stories attached to it, and we find a very interesting anecdote in Chaitanya Mangal by Sri Lochandas Thakur that Narad Muni once he went to Vaikuntha and he served Mother Lakshmi very sincerely. So Lakshmi Devi was very much pleased and she requested Narad Muni to ask for any boon. So Narad Muni replied, "My dear Mother Lakshmi, you must promise that whatever I ask you, you will grant." Lakshmi Devi vowed that, "Okay, I will fulfill your desire, whatever is your desire." So the Narad Muni he revealed that please give me some Mahaprasadam, the remnants of Mahaprasadam, what has been honored by Lord Narayan. Suddenly, Lakshmi Devi became very furious and very worried. She said that, "Oh, please ask me for anything else except this. Because a few days ago, Lord has instructed me that from now onwards, I don't give this Mahaprasad to anyone. And you must understand that I am a very chaste woman and my husband's order I have to follow, so I cannot disobey my husband's order. So, my dear son, I cannot give you this prasadam. You ask for something else." But Narad Muni was very much adamant and reminded Lakshmi Devi that you have promised, and once you have promised, you have to fulfill it. So, somehow or other, you should give me Lord's Mahaprasad. So, Lakshmi Devi was now in trouble what to do. So, she asked Narad Muni, "Okay, wait, we'll look into it, what could be done. We'll try to satisfy your desire also." So it was the time of noon, and Lakshmi Devi lovingly served lunch to her husband, Lord Narayan. And even though Devi performed her duty with attention expertise, still Lord marked that his wife is not very happy. She is looking unhappy. So her face has become black and morose. So Lord Narayan gently asked her, "What is the reason of your distress?" So taking shelter at Lord's lotus feet, Lakshmi Devi explained that I am in a big predicament because I cannot fulfill the promise which I have given to my son Narad. So Lord Narayan mercifully comforted her and said that, "Okay, just for today I will cancel this restriction, and what you will do is you take my plate of ramen and give it to Narad, but you have to deliver this thing in a way that I cannot see, because actually I have made that rule, so I should not see that you are giving this prasadam to Narad. So when I turn my face to other side, you may take the plate away, as I don't know that who has taken the plate and where it has gone." So Lord is his own mysterious way of doing things. So Lakshmi Devi, she became very much happy and joyful that, "Okay, now I will be able to fulfill my promise to Narad." So following her beloved husband's instruction, she deftly removed the plate, and some remnants were there on the plate when he was not looking. And actually, with her own hand, she took that plate and served prasadam to Narad Muni. Narad Muni just tasted it and he went into ecstasy. And actually, he was so eagerly waiting for the prasadam to honor the Lord's remnants. So he relished the Lord Narayan's prasadam, and he started chanting Lord's name very enthusiastically, and he was dancing. As his emotions they increased and increased and increased, so Narad Muni with his veena and started running all over the universe like a madman. And he was chanting, dancing without stopping. He ran from one planet to another planet to another planet. Everywhere he is just chanting Hare Krishna, Narad Muni Bajaye Veena. So finally he reached the Mount Kailash, the abode of Lord Shiva. And we know that Lord Shiva is very merciful, Ashutosh. But he was surprised to see that what has happened to Narad Muni. Why is chanting and dancing like this in such a state of ecstasy? Narad Muni, what has happened? Why you are swimming in this wave of Vishnu Bhakti and you are not even noticing me, Lord Shiva? So Lord Shiva tried to pacify Narad Muni and asked that, okay, I know that you are always in the deeply immersed in the name of Narayan, but what has happened to you specifically today? Why you are constantly showing all these emotions? So Narad Muni, he got pacified and he explained that I got so much pleasure and ecstasy after eating remnants of Mahaprasadam from Narayan's plate, which was mercifully given to me by Lakshmi Mata. So Lord Shiva, folding his palm, replied, "Oh Narad, you are so fortunate, you are so fortunate. You have tasted the Mahaprasad of Lord Narayan." And Lord Shiva smiled hopefully and said, "Dear Narad, have you brought any prasadam for me also? We are so good friends." So Narad felt very sorry, for he didn't brought any prasadam to share with the Lord Shiva. So putting his head down with folded hand before Lord Shiva, he said, "Oh, please forgive me." But just that moment when he was folding his hand, Lord Shiva saw a morsel of prasadam which was stuck in the fingernail of Narada. So Narada also noticed it and he said, "Oh yes, there is some prasadam in my fingernails." So there is just a kanik matra, there's just a morsel part of prasadam just for you. So Narad Muni carefully held up his hand for Lord Shiva's inspection and he said that you're so fortunate. You're getting the Mahaprasadam of Lord Narayan. So Narad Muni put his finger into Lord Shiva's mouth and he honored that prasadam. But as soon as that small morsel of that Mahaprasad touched the tongue of Mahadev, he felt great ecstasy and happiness, so much so that he couldn't remain quiet. And Lord Shiva started to chant and dance. His dancing increased as his ecstasy intensified. His dancing became so vigorous that he manifested the Tandava. Actually, the dance which Lord Shiva do when there is a time for annihilation. The whole universe started to shake. What is happening? There's a premature annihilation happening. Everyone became frightened, thinking, what has happened? What has happened? Why untimely this universe is getting annihilated? But nobody has power to stop Lord Shiva from dancing. The Devas, they went to Mother Parvati and they tried to pray to her that please pacify the Lord, otherwise this whole universe would be destroyed. Mother Parvati arrived over the scene and saw Lord Shiva dancing in uncontrollable ecstasy. Mother Parvati humbly approached Lord Shiva and said that, please listen to me. So when he came to external senses, he asked, "My dear husband, what has happened to you? You are so calm and composed every day. What has happened to you? Why you are dancing in such an ecstasy?" Lord Shiva explained that he has just received a morsel kanik matra of the Lord Narayan's Mahaprasad from Narad Muni. The Parvati Devi became astonished. "Oh, you have kept me away from the Mahaprasadam? You have not given me Mahaprasadam? Grahastha has to share everything with the wife. You have not given me anything. How could..." So Lord Shiva, he tried to console her that I just got a piece of Mahaprasadam stuck between the fingernail. How I could have shared with you? How I could have saved for you? But Parvati was in angry mood because she was deprived of Lord Narayan's Mahaprasad. She was so furious that fire of her anger started to burn the whole universe. So all the devatas who had just become pacified that okay, now Lord Shiva has stopped his dance of devastation, now the whole of the universe was burning with the fire of anger of Lord Lakshmi. From the lower planet to higher planet, everyone was burning in this heat. And sages and saints, everybody understood that everything will be finished because of anger of Mother Parvati. Nobody could pacify her. Finally, they all went to Lord Brahma, and with Brahma they rushed to Vaikuntha to inform Lord Vishnu. Hearing this situation, Lord Vishnu travelled to Kailash riding on the back of the Garuda, and as soon as Parvati Devi saw Lord Narayan, she came forward to offer her obeisances. Lord Narayan blessed his devotee and told her, "I will give you as much Mahaprasad do you want. Please be pacified and give up your anger. Otherwise, all your children will be finished." But Mother Parvati protested, I will not be satisfied if you give your Mahaprasad only to me. I request you to give your Mahaprasad to all my children, to all my living entities. I do not want to see any of my children suffer like I am suffering now due to being deprived of your Mahaprasad. You must arrange something so that all living beings, including the dogs, may honor your Mahaprasad. So Lord Narayan understood the motive of Lakshmi Mata and he smiled and said, Tathastu, let it be so. My dear Parvati, to fulfill your desire, I will appear in a Neelachal Dham and my temple will be famous for distributing Mahaprasad. And whoever will take that Mahaprasad will be liberated. But all my Mahaprasad after offering to me will be first offered to you. Then only it will become Mahaprasad. This Mahaprasad will be distributed to everyone without consideration. So you will be next to me. And your temple will be just behind me in the inner courtyard. And Lord Shiva, because he has neglected to give you Mahaprasad, he will stay at a distance. He will have his temple outside the courtyard. So now also when we visit Jagannath temple, the Bimala Devi temple is in the inner courtyard and Lord Shiva's temple is in the outer courtyard. So Lord appeared in Puri as Jagannath and Parvati Devi appeared there as Bimala Devi. And all the Jagannath Mahaprasad till date is first offered to Bimala Devi. Then it is distributed as Mahaprasad. And all, someone belonging to low class, high class, they all take Mahaprasad sitting in Anand Bazar area. People say, quoting Shastra, that even a Brahmana takes Mahaprasad from the mouth of a dog, he will also be liberated. So this is the glory of glorious Mahaprasad, and because of mercy of Bimala Devi we are getting this Mahaprasad in this planet, and all even Devatas they want to visit earth to get to honor this Mahaprasad. So we should try to take as much Mahaprasad as possible during our stay in Jagannath Puri.